Do you want to know how to tell when it's time to leave a relationship? Do you want to know the clear signs that will show up when your relationship is at its end? And do you want to be able to confidently walk away knowing that you made the absolute best choice for yourself? I'm going to give you 3 signs that it's time to walk away from your relationship that will help you make the best decision for you. First, I'm Phyla, an award-winning life and relationship coach for women. I teach women how to put themselves first, how to prioritize their own needs, create sacred self-care plans. I also teach you how to create healthy relationships with your emotional wellness at the center of it all. So here are the 3 ways for you to tell when it's time to walk away from your relationship. If you are feeling emotionally unfulfilled, emotionally unsatisfied, and emotionally unhappy, and nothing in the relationship is bringing you joy, to the point where you just can't feel content or satisfied on a day-to-day basis, that is a clear indication that it may be time for you to walk away from that relationship. Simply so you can have the headspace and the emotional space to be able to figure out what it is that you're feeling. If you are no longer attracted to your partner, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, or in any way, and you're feeling totally and completely disconnected from them, to the point where you're being rude, where you're being a jerk, where you're being an asshole, where you're being disrespectful, that's another indication that it's time for you to walk away from that relationship. Because you don't have the right to treat anybody like shit simply because you don't want to be in the space with them. And then finally, if your partner is not respectful of your emotional needs, takes your wants for granted, ignores, neglects, or abandons you within the relationship, and you've addressed it and they continue to do the same thing, then that is an indication as well that it's time for you to walk away from that relationship. The clear indicators in each of these that it's time for you to walk away are a lack of happiness, a lack of fulfillment, a lack of respect, a lack of consideration, and a lack of connection. If any of those lacks are present in your relationship, you want to sit down with your partner, have a conversation, and decide if you've reached the end of the road. If you need help with this or want to gain more clarity, tap my name right here so that you can book a free call with me at the link in my bio.
How do you know a relationship is done, it's run its course, and it may be time to throw in the towel and call it quits? I got this question last week, and it's a great question, and many factors come into play. If you're new here, I'm Brandy, a relationship coach with Beautifully Broken Path that specializes in attachment styles, healing from breakups, and relationship stuff in general. Make sure you hit that like and follow if you want to learn more. Let's get into these factors to consider if you are contemplating whether you should end the relationship or not. These factors can apply to one or both of you. Number 1, when one or both are not fully committed to working on the relationship. One person can't carry the relationship and keep fighting for something that the other person isn't. Number 2, there is some form of abuse, whether that is emotional, physical, verbal, or mental. Number 3, you're dealing with some form of an addiction that is coming between and tearing down the relationship. And that could be alcohol, drug, porn, or sexual addiction where they are constantly going outside of the relationship and cheating. Number 4 is you've lost all respect for your partner or they've lost respect for you. Number 5, the emotional and physical connection and intimacy is gone. Number 6 is the lack of communication between a couple. Coach couples in learning how to communicate effectively. And when I see the 4 horsemen show up, which is John Gottman's The 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse in relationships when it comes to communication, when I see them show up, it's not a good sign. What are the 4 horsemen, you ask? That is constant criticism, contempt, defensiveness, and stonewalling. Of course, these things can be worked on. But if you've worked on them and you've tried to make these changes, but you're not seeing the changes being made. Number 7, you're living as roommates. Number 8, ask yourself, do they bring out the best in you or the worst in you? Do the bad times outweigh the good times? Meaning, has it become toxic? It's okay to be with somebody who challenges you and sometimes triggers you. But are they challenging you to be a better person? Or are they challenging you in a way that isn't healthy? Number 9, 8, 9, I'm not even sure which one I'm on. But ask yourself, why are you staying? Is it for all the right reasons, or is it the wrong reasons? Only you can determine that. Number 10, ask yourself, why do you truly love this person? Really take inventory of why you truly love this person. What is it about them that you love? Last but not least, when the relationship has affected your mental and physical well-being and you have become nothing but a shell of a person, it may be time to give up and walk away.
Let's talk about how you know when it's time to end a relationship. Now, I got this question the other day, and I don't know the circumstances of the situation, but the truth is I don't need to. Because if you're asking me when it's time to end a relationship, it means it's time for you to end it right now. Story time. When I was in my 20s, I dated a man for almost 2 years who I probably should have never dated. And not because he was a douchebag or anything like that. He was actually just a really great guy and a really great boyfriend. But he wasn't the right guy for me, and the truth be told, I was just too freaking young to know what the heck I was looking for. I stayed in that relationship for almost 2 years because I didn't have a reason to leave. Because it was comfortable. Because he was good to me. And to be honest, it was really nice being able to split the rent on a one-bedroom apartment in New York City instead of having weird roommates off of Craigslist. But one day I woke up and I realized I didn't know who the freak I was when I looked in the mirror. That I decided for the last almost 2 years to box myself into a life that I knew that he wanted but wasn't sure that I wanted. And that I had to leave not only because I owed it to myself to find the life that I wanted, but that I also owed it to this guy who was a really great guy but not my guy. Because he deserved to find a woman that wanted the life that he wanted. Honey, when you're in the right relationship, you're not going to be asking me when you need to end the relationship. You're going to be too busy living your best dang life with your man. So my answer to you is this. You knew the answer already before you even asked me that question. It's just a matter of when you're going to act on that answer. And the sooner you figure that out, the sooner you're going to be able to find the man that wants the life that you want, and the sooner he's going to be able to find the woman that wants the life that he wants.
How to know you need to break up. Number 1, you're not surprised anymore by their behavior. You're just, quite frankly, exhausted by it. It has been repetitive behavior that you guys have talked about, and you're not surprised by anything anymore because it's happening over and over and over again, regardless of the conversations that you have, regardless of you explaining how it may hurt you or whatever it is. And it has just become a repetitive thing, regardless of what you say or how you feel, and it just becomes the norm. That person is clearly not understanding where you're coming from, and quite frankly, they don't care, and that is not okay. Number 2 is if they left on their own, you'd be relieved. That's this point where you're kind of thinking about it, and you're thinking like, I should, but I'm scared, I don't want to be lonely, or whatever the case may be. But if they left on their own and you didn't have to end it, you'd be like, oh, well, that was a relief. I didn't have to do that myself. That's when you know, like, it's gone way too far and it's past the point, and it needs to happen, and it needs to happen now. You're never going to be ready to break up with someone ever. It's a hard thing to do. No one wants to break up with somebody else. No one wants to be broken up with. But at that point, if you're relieved, you need to get out of it before something bad happens. Number 3, and this is a big one for me, but it's when you act small to make them feel comfortable. And this can be just in general if he's trying to be more masculine and you feel like you have to put yourself down a bit, or if you're getting more attention and you feel like you have to make yourself a little bit smaller so that it doesn't, come across that you're getting more attention than they are, or looks, personality, whatever it is. You're putting yourself down and making yourself feel small so that they feel comfortable. You should never in your life be with someone that you have to put yourself a little bit less down or bring yourself down. If they can't be with you at your highest and they are not pushing you up to be your best self, and that goes with you too. If you feel like they are putting themselves down, or you know that so that you feel better, it's just not going to work out. Because at a certain point, you're going to lose yourself and you're going to say, oh my God, I've completely lost myself and I am not who I used to be, or to the highest capacity, that you are going to start, blaming them for all of that. And in reality, you're not going to be to where you should have been or where you could have been because you put yourself down. And last but certainly not least, you are holding on to this for the sole reason that you're afraid to let go and you're afraid to be lonely. And that's the only cause. It's not because you think, things are going to change and they can change. You're just holding on and keeping to stay in this relationship due to the fact that you're scared. You're always going to be scared ending a relationship or getting into a new one. That's just life, or starting a new job, whatever it is, or ending a new job. Life is scary and these things are scary. But the longer you hold on because of that scaredness, you're never gonna get better as a person or in a job or whatever it is, or find a better relationship and be happy if you're holding on due to just that reason.
It is ever gotten to a point in your relationship where you feel like you are the only one putting in the work. You feel like you are the only one texting, you are the only one calling, you are the only one showing care and support to your partner. And it feels like he's gotten to a place where he doesn't care about you again. It looks like he's not giving you, he's not putting in the same energy as you are putting. I mean, he's not reciprocating the kind of energy you are giving him. I mean, initially everything was fine. You know, he was good. He was there for you. He was caring. He was texting you. He was calling on a regular to check up on you. But you have just gotten to the point where he doesn't seem to care about you again. He's not checking up on you. He's not concerned about you. And it looks like you are the only one putting in the energy. You are the only one putting in the work. It's just obvious that at this point, it's time for you to walk out of the relationship. I mean, you are in a relationship where you are constantly and regularly being disrespected. You are regularly being feeling underappreciated. You have gotten to a point where you are mostly lonely. You are almost all the time feeling frustrated. What are you doing in a relationship like this? I mean, this is the time for you to walk out of that relationship. There are so many people out there, or there are so many women out there that have gotten to this stage in their relationship, and for some reason, they are still in the relationship. As to whatever the reason is for them still being in the relationship, I don't know. But you know, at this point, the man is never going to change. He's probably talking to some other woman. He's probably giving his attention to someone else somewhere. And the longer you stay in this relationship, the longer you are going to deny yourself from meeting someone that deserves you. The longer you are denying yourself from meeting someone that would appreciate you, someone that would treat you like the queen that you are. I mean, if you get to this point in your relationship, it's obvious it's time for you to walk away from that relationship. Because at this point, this relationship is doing you more harm than good. The man may not have the balls to say it, but trust me, he's gotten to the point where he would wish for you people to end things. So, ladies, if you've gotten to this point in your relationship, it's just obvious that you need to walk away from that relationship. Now, ladies, let's read a few comments and see what people had to say about this particular topic. Okay, so the first one says, I'm honestly scared to leave because we love each other, but it's hard right now. You guys don't love each other. The fact that you are saying you are scared to leave, the fact that you have gotten to the point where you are thinking of leaving, you are thinking of ending things with him means you don't love him again and he doesn't love you again. You are probably just scared of what is out there. You are probably scared if you are ever going to meet someone out there again. But like I said, the longer you are staying in this relationship, you are actually denying yourself from meeting the right kind of person. You are denying yourself from meeting someone good. You are denying yourself from meeting someone that would love you genuinely. At this point, you want to walk out of the relationship because it's actually doing you more harm than good. You are not happy. You are constantly not happy in the relationship. You are constantly probably feeling frustrated, feeling unappreciated, and not happy. So I don't know why you are saying you guys love each other and that is hard for you right now. It's quite confusing. I don't know what this woman is trying to say, but it's obvious she has, to leave. I mean, of course, the fact that you have to end a relationship doesn't necessarily mean you don't love this person. You might love this person, but then because the energy is not being reciprocated, they've gotten to a point where they are not reciprocating your energy, then you have to leave. What if you love someone that is constantly cheating on you? Are you going to say you are going to stay in the relationship because you love them? They are cheating on you, they are hurting you. You have to end things for your own good. Guys, let's take the second one. So this one is saying, I just want to avoid the fallout, repercussions, how he's going to act, he's going to react and treat me after. He's mean every day. We have nothing in common. He doesn't respect me or really care about me at all. What do you mean by you are scared of how he's going to react? You have said it yourself that he is disrespecting you all the time. He's mean towards you all the time. What else are you looking for in the relationship right now? There is no way he's going to change. You can't say you are scared of how he is going to react when you tell him it's over between you guys. Just tell him and move on with your life. You are probably the one that is scared of moving on. Maybe you guys have been in a relationship for so many years and he's being the only man that you've loved probably for this long. So you are scared of moving on. Because if you are saying he's mean towards you all the time, he's disrespecting you all the time, then why would you choose to be in that place because you are just scared of how he's going to react? And this is the situation of so many people, so many women out there. They know that it's time for them to walk out of that relationship. They know that it's time for them to end things, but for some reason, they still keep being there. I just don't know why some women choose to do that. But when you get to this point, you just have to master the courage and then walk out from that relationship. Guys, let's take some other one. So this one is saying, why is it so hard to walk away even when it's so clear that you need to? How did you all do it? And did you meet another? Exactly. So this is what I was saying. So many times people are just scared of walking out of the relationship because they are thinking if they are going to meet someone else. They are thinking if they are going to meet someone that would love them. But you wouldn't know until you have walked out. And you have no option at this point than to walk out of this relationship because this current one is not doing you any good. You know, it's obvious it's time for you to end it. Your partner doesn't care about you. He's not bothered about you anymore. Why would you choose to be somewhere that you are not appreciated? Why would you choose to be somewhere you are not loved? Why would you choose to be somewhere you are not cared for? What exactly are you doing there? What exactly are you doing there? She's saying, how do you all do it? There is no particular strategy to do it. You just have to master the courage and walk out, and you would be fine in the long run. You'll be fine. You will definitely find someone that would love you. You find someone that would care for you. You find someone that would make you believe in love again. But you first have to walk out of this one. Guys, let's take another one. So this one is saying, I walked after 4 years. Should have walked at 4 months. Stayed way too long. Exactly. So many a times, you probably some people were even supposed to walk during the first month or during the first 2 months. And then for some reason, they stay for like 2, 3, 4 years. You know, they realize early. Some people are so fortunate to realize early that they are supposed to end things and move on. But for probably for the fear of what is out there, they not knowing whether they are going to fall in love with someone else again, make them stay in the relationship for too long. And when you do that, you are harming yourself. You are denying yourself of, true love. You are denying yourself of someone that will care for you, for someone that will be there for you. I mean, you are in a place where you are not being appreciated. You are in a place where you are not being respected. Why are you staying there? This is the reality for most women. Most women are in a place or in a relationship now, that they are supposed to end. I mean, it's it's something else. It's something else. It's something else. But this is the reality on the ground. So this other person is saying it's just about over for me. I put in 100% and get 10% back. Her friends and phone are ahead of me. So there's a situation of a man who is putting in 100%, who is putting in so much work in this relationship, but it looks like the woman is not appreciating him. It looks like his woman is not reciprocating the energy. At this point, you are just supposed to walk off, because what are you doing? You are putting in 100% and she's putting in 10%. What exactly are you doing there? What is she doing with her extra 90%? She's probably giving it to another man. Because when a woman genuinely loves you, she would always want to be in your space. She would always want to be with you. She would always want to know what's going on with you. If she's just putting in 10%, then it's obvious you have to walk out of that relationship. Yeah, so guys, let me know what you think about this topic, this video in the comment section. Are you in a situation like this? And are you finding it hard to end things with your partner? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Kindly like, kindly share, kindly subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.